So, good afternoon again. So, there was a slight switch in topics. I will talk on when the lens does not crack or the nucleus does not crack during phaco. So, let me tell you in the beginning itself, it need not crack always. There are other ways of doing cataract surgery. But still, the phaco chop is the best way to deal with most of the cataracts. So, that is why we tend to chop all kind of cataracts. So if it doesn't crack, let's go to see moderate cataracts, grade 2 to grade 3, they all usually crack. If your technique is fine, they will get chopped. But very hard cataracts. So we will just see how it is normally done. So this is a speeded up video without editing. So I will stain with trypan blue all these kind of cases which are hard and which don't have red glow. And after that, a capsular rhexis, very important, more than 5.5 for sure. And remember that this is not going to stretch as much because of the fibrotic nature of the whole lens. The capsule also is less elastic. So don't think that this will stretch like in a young patient. So hydrodissection may not be required because it is just the whole nucleus sitting inside the bag, but you can do a limited hydrodissection and start off. See, the tip is sharp, new. The chopper tip is 2 millimeters long. Don't be scared about long chopper tips. Nothing will happen. It cannot hit the capsule at all. So now, using adequate energy, it depends on your machine, how much energy you should use. It should go into the nucleus when you hit your foot pedal, that's it. Not that you should use only 30%, 40% or 90 is not good, nothing. If the energy is directed into the nucleus and your phaco happens inside the nucleus, nothing happens to the endothelium. So once it is split, have the hold, see, and the vacuum which you should keep, not always very high, enough to hold the nucleus and not to have surge. That is the most important thing. Many machines have surge and you don't know when you will get surge, and if that point, if you get surge, reduce your vacuum and do it in a comfortable 250, 300 will be more than enough, and hold it well, and your foot pedal control should be very good. Don't go into 3, always remain in 2 when you are chopping, and once you chop, make sure the chop goes through to the bottom, through the posterior plate, and then these individual pieces will be easy to aspirate. If they are connected to each other, you will find it is very difficult and the tip gets clogged, it doesn't come to you and all those things. And also the tip which you use, if they are smaller tips, then you will need to sub-chop these nucleus to the size of the tip which you are using. If it is a large one, it will eat faster, but you will have more surge, remember. So once that is done, you can do this, all these kind of cases easily. But then the situation comes if it doesn't crack. So ideally I would do a trench to visualize the red glow very well. So red glow seeing is very good, that you are close to the posterior plate, that is one indicator. So holding onto the lens and chopping, it is usually a vertical chop, but I combine it with a little horizontal movement also in very hard cataracts. And then make sure it splits in the periphery. If the center doesn't split, make sure it splits in the periphery, will easily split. So visualize the peripheral split and have the hold on very well. And once it splits in the periphery, then we can manage the separated piece partially. We can emulsify. This is called the flower petal, or different names they tell. Bring it outside the bag and then eat off manually from the neck and leave what is there behind. So move it forwards and eat off from where you have held, but then don't do it within the bag. If you do it within the bag, you are too close to the equator and you will hit the capsule. So hold it, bring it towards within the rhexis margin area, and then emulsify whatever is available at your tip. So continue, slowly continue. Each time you go in, some part of the center part may come out. If it comes out well and good, you can take out and eat off the part of the nucleus which comes out. But the posterior plate, which is really leathery, really hard, will stick on. Let it remain like that. Don't chop. And after you finish off all the periphery, you will realize that this is a disc of lens. It can be held, lift it up and then eat it off as and when it comes. Not when it is flat. If it is flat, you will go through and through because it is a thin plate. So thin plates are lifted up and use lot of viscose, or Indian companies are also making dispersive viscoelastic like Apasami, like Oro Lab. All of them have cheaper dispersive viscoelastic which will protect your endothelium. Reuse them, reintroduce viscose multiple times if you want during your surgery, and don't hurry on this surgery. Be slow. And this is how you can manage in. Then comes soft cataracts. So initially we will think that soft cataract is easy. So we will later on realize that soft cataract is more difficult to chop or bring it out of the bag. So there are different ways of dealing with soft cataract. So what is the problem? So once you try and catch, it eats off. Wherever you hold, it eats off. And it eats, suddenly it may go into the periphery. And whatever hold you have is gone. By attempting 2 or 3 times, the central small nucleus which is there also is gone. So then you will have a bowl. I remember my third case in phaco training became a bowl like this. And then I asked my trainer to please do. He came and he said, why just flip it out and do it, man? Then I said, you please flip it out and do. If I try to flip, I may hit on the capsule. So it is not as easy, and you should be careful when you are less than grade 2. So here is one way. So hydrodissection and rotation is the key, is what I feel in soft cataract. So do a clean hydrodissection, then press on the opposite side and let the fluid out, and then do multiple hydrodissections and even a delineation if required. Delineation need not be done, but then still if possible please do. And then the tip is little longer. If you see, the sleeve is little back now. So go one tip width deep till the posterior plate, and then split. Rotate. If it is not split fully, rotate with 2 instruments. Rotate. Don't hold. Just use one hand your chopper and the other hand this one, and then 2 pieces are free. Now go hold the edge of this one. Have the vacuum rise up, and you'll see that this piece comes into the anterior chamber as easily as you see. So don't use energy. That is the most important thing. Go near it. Use vacuum. You'll hear the sound of vacuum building up. You should hear. You should use your ears and keep the volume high. And deaf people like me will need to have it raised up like that. But then you should listen to what the machine is telling you regarding vacuum, and then raise vacuum and then use judiciously. Again here, you can chop from the periphery. This is a chopper which is 2 millimeters long and is less like your little finger. So support it here and don't try to hold. If you try to hold, it will eat off. Just along that hole there, which is the burrow there, just support it with your phaco probe and then pull along. Do the horizontal chopping. But the problem is that you may go superficial when you come to the center. So remain deep. Don't worry, this is not going to hit your PC. This is the doubt which everybody has. It doesn't hit PC, and also it is a very blunt thing. It doesn't go. It is 2 millimeters and it doesn't go close to the PC. So once it is divided like that, then use more vacuum, bring it out and finish off. The epinucleus plate can be just aspirated even without phaco energy or a little bit of phaco energy. So that is one way. So see another way. This is another soft one. So hydrodissect very well. Rotate very well. A delineation also can be done. If not, I don't insist on that, but delineation automatically happens. And then while you keep rotating, you can prolapse up one pole. With very soft cataract, you can easily prolapse. This is the lens salute technique. One pole comes out. This is not very soft, but still it could be prolapsed out like that. It is just rotate a few times and tap on one side, the other side will come up. Just like you are doing SICs and trying to prolapse. And then you can eat this off. Just go into the center and then chop from behind. Otherwise, you can just eat off from the top part which is outside, rotate out and eat off. You can continuously just eat off without any chopping. So once that is done, this is only a half of this thing left. And if it is choppable, please do. But if it is softer than this, you can just keep phacoing it with vacuum and it comes off. And yet another way is to the initial chop which I showed you. I have learned it from Dr. Netto, Sunil's great friend. So he calls it wedge chopping. So use the tip of the chopper. You will always be using some beveled tip. So use the bevel to approximate the chopper towards the bevel tip. So this will act as a dagger kind of thing which will easily split. And also remember, my hand, second hand is almost 90 degrees away from the main incision. That is very crucial. The chopper instrument should go towards one corner, not at the nasal side. So that is very crucial. And once that is done, you can use the second instrument again to move the pieces out of the bag. So trying to go and hold it again and again, it will keep on eating off. Then you will go very close to the equator. So if you go very close, you can eat off the capsule. So use the second instrument and try to bring it out of the bag. This is a very blunt chopper. You can go into the bag and easily chop off. And at the end, I will show you this technique, which is also very much possible. A very good hydrodissection, a very good rotation, and a 5.5 rexus. See the vacuum. always vacuum on and then have energy continuously happening, but the tip is always buried inside. Don't go very deep, and once it keeps coming out, you can keep on aspirating, but tip should almost always be occluded with the material. That is what is crucial. You can see here, vacuum is always on, but no surge at all, because this is a stage which doesn't give me surge. So people always ask, how does the nucleus rotate? How did it spin? There is nothing magic about it. When you spin it with your hand, with your chopper, it was rotating. When you hold it with vacuum and heat off a little bit, the natural tendency of this thing is to rotate. It will rotate and come out like this. So this is not an accidental thing, or this is not just a fluke. It happens as a technique. So I can show you multiple videos like this, but then this is one way you can do. Oscil works very well in this, but if you have a hyper pulse mode, that also will work in your regular longitudinal phaco. Thank you very much.